to attach your shuriken to the Twisted Fate before he lifts off and follow him across the map. So definitely possible answers here for Niski. And this guy, there's definitely a spotlight on him playing back against Caps, you know, some European mid laner rivalry.
Yeah, I mean, actually, Niski was kind of Caps' understudy. He played on Fnatic Academy when Caps was in the Fnatic main squad in 2017 before he came over here to play in North America. So a lot of rivalry between those two guys. I'm sure they will be trying to prove their dominance on the Rift.
I expected a super fun ban and pick phase here between G2 and Cloud9 because these are two of the teams that are willing to try most strategies, and we are not disappointed, Medic.
Not at all.
Quite the switch up here. Let's see if the lanes actually stay the same. Okay, so it is going to be that Yasuo Gragas bottom lane that we're looking at, and that all-in burst potential for the Terexona, like we were talking about, it's very scary, right? Because while the healing and shielding can heal you up after trades, it doesn't help a lot for the instant all-ins, and that's what Yasuo Gragas is about.
Just about popping someone as quickly as you can. These two teams, these two drafts, eclectic to say the least, exciting to be sure. It's Rift Rivals 2019, and we are here to party.
Let's go C9! Let's go C9!
Crowd definitely behind them. And Westrice was probably our best performing player in the show match as well. So Cloud9 had a strong start to Rift Rivals before they even hit the Rift here. We'll take a look because we haven't seen Gnar in a long time either in professional play. Started to come back a little bit after the buff several patches ago, but I do like this answer for Cloud9, flexing to the top side to deal with the Nico. That's a super oppressive lane. Wonder has gone Comet though for the Nico, so probably going to be that AP Nico, a lot more burst damage for team fights rather than, you know, the press the attack and auto attack oriented side lane.
Well, we'll see how the Nico does play in the top lane as the game goes on, but for now we have Ovely on the sidelines with a quick interview.
Thanks, guys. I am here with Grabs. Now, whenever I asked any of your players, what am I going to expect to see today, they wouldn't tell me, they just laughed at me. So talk me through this comp.
Just Perk saying he doesn't want to play AD carries at Rift Rivals, so he wants to play Yasuo. We did it, luckily enough, Cloud9 picked Gnar, so we can actually put Perks on top lane this time. But yeah, I had no idea as well what's going to happen. So here we are.
Now, Cloud9 is always a team that surprises their opponents, so what can you expect from this team, and what do you think about their players?
I'm really surprised they're still picking Sonatarek and be so boring at Rift Rivals, but sure, they can go ahead. We have some experience with it and you, so I think we're going to smash them.
Well, Grabs, thank you, and best of luck to you and the team. Back to you guys.
I love that because we've been discussing, you know, all the differences in regions, and they've come up with their counters already, looking to smash the Terexona. As we said, there's a lot of burst potential with Yasuo Gragas.
So it's actually Gragas Nico.
Oh,
the
yeah!
bottom lane. Yasuo has gone top. That's Perks up towards the top lane now. Caps is playing mid, so he's the only one sticking to his usual role.
Paying attention so closely to the interview here. I mean, they talked about Cloud9 surprising people. G2 is one of the most surprising teams in all of League of Legends. And Perks on the top side here.
Oh, they go in the Ignite First Blood! Europe strike first at Rift Rivals.
Yep, that's going to be the level 2 first for G2, and they immediately all in. Doesn't matter if it's Yasuo or Nico Medic. The follow-up is there. Flash Root from Wonder does get it. And the burst onto Sona finds the kill as they're still level 1.
And now your eyes fall onto Blabber on this Kindred. Needs to be able to get his team ahead. Looking for the gank down towards the bottom lane. Jumps across the wall. He's in a good position.
Remember the flash used by Mickey. They might target Mickey here on the Gragas. Definitely pushed into tower though, so they might want to wait for a little bit of that to get cleared out.
No offensive summoners left on the C9 bot lane. Dazzle's gonna land. Mickey caught out. Blabber on his way. No flash on that Gragas, remember. Jump in from Blabber. Mickey trying to trade back, looking for the body slam, but the chase is on and C9 will strike back. You have to feel the second kill of the game goes across to the North American.
Oh, backwards!
He's stunned under the wall! And Caps gets his kill.
Oh no, that feels so bad for Niski. He blunders under the tower. Backwards with the Q as well, and immediately gets punished. Caps gets the kill. Twisted Fate gonna be off to an early start.
So close for Niski in that mid lane. No flash, no teleport now. Yankos looking towards the top lane. Should be an easy enough tower dive for them. Licorice nowhere near that Mega Gnar.
Yeah, Licorice does have flash, so he could look for the outplay on the knockup specifically.
Not sure the minion wave's big enough, but the TP's coming in towards the top lane. Caps has gone up there. Blabber's still down towards the bottom side, but it's a 3v1. Chris jumping away with the hop. Perks tanking up the tower. He won't quite fall. Jankos gets the kill. One more shot would be enough, but he dodges to the minion.
Yeah, you could outplay 1v2 sometimes, but 1v3, being Caps up as well, G2 are pushing the tempo.
Pumping it up, we said they have the highest combined kills a minute of any team in any major region. Over 1 kill a minute in every single one of their games, and they're living up to that right now.
And a lot of that is the spillover off of that mistake from Niski in the mid lane that allows Caps the extra time. He pushes the wave, he gets to go roam top. You know, so Licorice actually paying some of the price too for that mistake.
See Niski trying to get across here to spot out Jankos. While he does, I do want to bring attention to the historic record at Rift Rivals between these two teams. It's 1-1.
Yes,
this
sir.
is the tiebreaker, Kobe. I only say that because Jisoo's ahead. I wouldn't put it up otherwise.
Fair enough. All right, Niski trying to get a little bit of redemption in the mid lane here, trying to trade with Caps, but Caps just continues to chug away on the Corrupting Potion, knows how he just stands in the minions, so there'll be a lot of trade back damage. Here's another look at that tower dive. They call in the teleport from Caps to the top side since he just got his recall off.
Sneaky's dead. He had the flash but couldn't get away in time. Zazel flashes away just underneath his tower, and G2 are pushing the tempo in this bottom lane.
Well, Grab said they were going to destroy the Sonateric, and they are destroying the Sonateric here. Gragas once again able to find it, and Wonder gets another one on the bottom side. All this kill credit's actually going over to Mickey, so he is going to be semi-AP Gragas, I guess. You know, upgrading Spell Thieves a little early.
I think knowing Mickey, he might even go towards the Proto Belt or something like that. Just get that full burst damage on.
I mean, it is so effective versus the entire team that we're looking at, right? We talk about, yes, the Sonateric, but also against Kindred. Gragas is one of the best champions against Kindred because you have snap initiations. You can force the ult early, and then you can just wipe her off of the Kindred ultimate with your Gragas barrel and pretty much nullify everything the champion brings to it. Let's get another look at it. How did this one happen? Because Mickey didn't have flash for it, so Wonder just walks up and roots them.
Tanglebard's going through minions and extending the range, actually really difficult there for Sneaky. He did have his flash, so I think he just didn't anticipate it getting quite that far. And now C9, you know, 2,000 gold in the hole, but you have to start looking to Blabber. Has had that one good gank, needs to try and make a play happen somewhere else on the Rift, because otherwise you do feel if G2 keep up this pace, G2 keep up this aggression, C9 are going to start falling further and further behind.
Definitely looks to be the case here. Bottom lane going to struggle. Minions pushing now into G2's territory. So it's very difficult here. You mentioned the flash for Sneaky. His only saving grace is that he still has it.
Yeah.
So maybe as they push up, they won't get caught again. But Wonder's flash and Mickey's flash are both coming back from the level 1 play. So they could, again, just look for the flash. Jankos in mid.
Blabber on his way, no level 6 yet. Jankos still looking for the chase. You can see Licorice coming down from the top lane as well, so Jankos and Caps decide pretty wisely to back off. Don't want to take any more action in that river.
All right, we'll see where Caps can use his first Twisted Fate ultimate as well, because with that gank mid, they forced Niski out of mid lane, so Caps should be able to push that wave and look for another offensive play. There are flashes for G2 now back in the bottom side, and Sonateric, very squishy and very good targets.
So difficult for Zazel and Sneaky as well, because Jankos just has to stand here and force them away. They're going to lose plates, they're losing CS to the tower as well. Just miles behind in this lane, and we've seen if you can put Sonateric behind, it takes them so long to get towards that team fighting, which you have to feel is what C9 want to do.
Yep, G2 going to keep up the pressure off of their pushing bottom side. They go for the blue invade. Caps is able to take it away on Twisted Fate and get another one for himself, plus retreating over to the Mountain Dragon. So G2 doing a very good job at punishing the Sonateric. You know, they talked about it a bit as how it's, you know, fallen off with a lot of these counters rising up, and they're utilizing them very well.
They are 8 minutes in. It's about a 3,000 gold lead for the European and MSI champions. C9 need to find an avenue of approach to get back into the game. And Kobe, if I were to ask you, you know, what are the next steps here for C9? Like, what are you thinking as a team, and what are you communicating as a team to try and slow this bleed?
Well, the main thing they're thinking is trying to stem the bleeding, right? Because you talk about trying to get to the Sonateric team fighting. They're just hitting level 6 now. So they're trying to put a stop to these G2 plays. A little bit of defensive warding goes a long way, and especially around mid lane, because as we keep talking about Twisted Fate, the ultimate comes through.
Knock up with the last breath, and here comes Cap, straight up towards that top lane. Licorice gonna flash away. Cap still on the chase, does have the flash, but doesn't want to go any further. And Licorice escapes very well up towards that top side.
Yeah, it's really hard for Gnar to get away from Yasuo. This is one of the oldest counters to Gnar when Gnar was super meta, because Yasuo can go all in, choose the timing, passing through the minions and getting that knock up while Gnar is mini form. Plus, they try to combine that with the Twisted Fate ultimate, and it is a trade of flashes. Perk's flash for Licorice's flash. So well played by Licorice to get out of that, and it's also the first Twisted Fate ultimate down. Blabber, though, super aggressive. He's been seen.
Wonder is there. Mickey going in. Blabber jumps across the wall, but here's the pop blossom. Niski on the chase as well. Mickey coming in with a flash. Jumps in. Blabber straight in the moment with the Lamb's Respite. Niski's going to jump the wall. They're trying to chase onto Wonder. Niski in the Shroud. Wonder will fall as well. 1-for-1 so far, but Caps is in the TP, and he wants a little bit of this action. Has the gold card locked in, and straight into the back of Niski, who jumps away with perfect execution.
Yep, and he's going to be able to dodge that Q from Jankos. G2 staying on the chase, though.
Cap still has flash if he wants to go forward, but won't do it quite yet, and C9 able to get a 1-for-1 trade in the bottom lane.
All right, Blabber goes for the invade deep in G2 territory. Well, they have no priority bottom lane, but it was at a reset timing for bottom lane, so that's why they thought they could do it. Teleport from Caps came in to punish it. In the end, ends up as a 1-for-1 though, and Niski now looking top at Perks. No flash.
Niski trying to do what Caps has done so far this game. Perks caught out, no flash on the Yasuo, dodging around, hits the knockup, but he's gonna fall, and C9 find their answer to this bleeding. They're stemming it pretty well.
That's 2 kills back-to-back on Niski, so some hope for Cloud9 in the Akali the later the game goes. Mid lane is getting pushed in fourth though. You can see Caps getting another turret plate for himself.
Won't quite be able to take down that fourth plate in the mid lane, but he is sitting on a sizable sum of gold, about 1,000 ahead of Niski. Licorice teleporting up towards the top lane as Blabber's going to get his first objective of the game in the form of the Rift Herald, and Jankos looking down towards the bottom lane. Ward comes out from Zeyzal, Caps is here as well if G2 wants to go for the full-on dive.
There's no teleports for C9, so Sneaky and Zeyzal have to abandon ship here.
That's a smart play.
Yeah, there's no way you can stick around and defend that turret. G2 are going to claim first turret bonus for it.
And with it, about a 4,000 gold lead, but Blabber's up towards the top side. You've still got a couple of minutes before those plates fall. You have a Rift Herald here as well. This feels like a pretty effective time to use that and try and get some plates of your own.
All right, chasing down Niski here. Can he dodge the Q? Does find it. Nice little sidestep there for him to get out of the early pressure. Turret plate actually goes down while no one's around to see it, by the way. And if you're not in range, that money just goes into the dirt. So even though that gank doesn't get a flash, it doesn't get a kill or anything, it did deny turret plate money because that one was very close to going down.
G2 grouping up around the mid lane now to try and keep this blistering pace alive. Jankos might be caught out here. Blabber there, but Jankos jumps straight in, doesn't get the damage out with the kick, and now Licorice has his number. Jankos going to try and get out of this jungle as quickly as he can, and Licorice can't land the boomerang blade. Here's Caps looking for the stun card. Wonder there as well. They're going to stun up Zeyzal, but Niski is on the other side of this fight. C9 have a flank position if they want it, but they will not take the fight.
Yeah, it's very risky for Cloud9 because they are 4v5 right now. Sneaky has no teleport on the Sona, and the minions have been pushed up. This is a G2 power play. That's why G2 have started this invade. They had the recall, so everybody could go and collapse into the red side of Cloud9. This is what you want to do when you have the early lead like this. You coordinate the 5 members, and you make use of the time where you have this pushed up bottom side. You can see the minions were all the way up to the tower. That meant that C9 could not react to the play. So it was a very good invade there, using their extra advantage. Now they've got Niski.
Niski knocked back into the Tangle Bar, but he pops the Twilight Shroud just in time, goes invis, and now tries to put the pressure back on G2. That's a lot of damage down, and that was very well played by the C9 mid lane.
Able to get out of it. Akali, very mobile champion here. Trade of ultimates. In the end, the goal that we talked about earlier, where Cloud9, after this early power went to G2, are just looking to stem the bleeding and kind of slow down, has been pretty much accomplished. They haven't been able to trade anything back yet. They do still have the Eye of the Rift Herald, but G2 have such a big gold lead. It is so difficult to find the area where they actually want to take advantage of the Eye. G2 right now just has so much power. The Luden's Echo completed for Nico, Trinity Force for Twisted Fate. Static Shiv even for the Yasuo, which helps with wave clear. So they are definitely ahead on items right now. And Cloud9 trying to just keep their Taric Sona a little bit safer. They've able to get pretty close to their team fighting stage here, have access to the ultimates and the double conversions of their support items, and the extra vision might go a long way.
And just looking at the total gold in that bottom lane, Sneaky and Zeyzal are sitting at about 7,000 overall compared to 9.5 coming out for Mickey and Wonder.
And looking at the team compositions and how you want to play out the mid game for each side now. G2, they want to continue to pressure the side of the map. They have the Twisted Fate. They're the ones trying to split C9 up so they can then invade, continue to take away resources, and look for the pick kills and the burst damage there. They have so much pressure with the Yasuo topside all the way up to the turret. You can see Static Shiv annihilating those minion waves. Cloud9's answer is the Rift Herald mid and bottom.
Niski jumps in, but Jankos was waiting in the wings. They can't see him in the shroud, but they can knock him out of it darn well. Another kill across towards G2, where C9 used that Rift Herald mid to try and get it in. Wonder goes in with the Tangle Barbs. Here comes Caps. The stun card's going to land, but the Cosmic Radiance will keep Zeyzal alive for the moment. Pop Blossom doesn't land either. A great crescendo comes out from Sneaky. Blabber fighting Jankos down towards the bottom side, but already Zeyzal's down, and G2 continue their offensive. Blabber now caught in no man's land as Caps flashes forward. Gold card into lockdown, and Blabber cannot escape. A double for the G2 mid.
Yeah, Cloud9 should not be looking for these plays in an offensive banner. G2 absolutely destroying them. Jankos with a great counter gank on the bottom side, just lying in wait, waiting for Niski to go for the perceived 1v1. And that chains into the mid lane play there. After Niski goes down, it's a really good rotation up towards mid lane, and G2 kind of blow this game open after taking that tower. No area of the jungle for Cloud9 is now safe. Everywhere, they have to assume, has been lit up by wards from G2.
Yeah, keep your eyes on the C9 red and blue side jungle. See how many G2 wards are placed in there over the next little while, because it's going to be peppered with vision.
Flash root there from Wonder. And it was a good ultimate from Mickey to get Zeyzal back, and then they flash, but Zeyzal goes back in to try and get the stun, thinking that they had the advantage with Blabber coming over, but Blabber was mirrored by Jankos. So Cloud9, since they're down one member, kind of overcompensate there, and they bait themselves into another death rather than fully retreating. So G2 get more out of it than just the objective. They keep collecting these kills, and they are looking unstoppable.
And they've definitely done what their coach said they wanted to. Snowball through the bottom lane, put that Sona Taric behind. And a stat that I'm sure some North American fans won't be too pleased to hear. In the LEC, between 15 and 20 minutes, G2 tend to triple their gold lead. It was 5,000 at 15 minutes this game. We'll see if they can keep that on track and be 15,000 ahead when we get towards 20 minutes. Niski knocked back the shroud, the stun, the CC chain. Another kill as Niski falls and G2 push up top.
The timing on that ultimate from Mickey, once again, waits for the dash from Niski. They're going in!
Jankos going in. They catch out Sneaky. He's done. Blabber's going to get some damage back onto Jankos, but that tower will fall. The chase is still on. Lamb's Respite comes out, but Wonder, actually it's the Shapeshifter going into the backline there. G2 pushing for an inhibitor. Only 17 minutes in. They want a little bit more. The stun from the Dazzle comes out. Blabber healing up, but Caps is too darn tanky. Zeyzal caught out as well. It's a killing spree for Mickey, and it's 12-3 for G2.
Yeah, they are definitely accomplishing their goal of stopping the Sona Taric, Medic. That amount of pressure difference in the bottom side has just destroyed C9. G2 continually looking for the dives. Jankos had a really nice kickback there on Lee Sin to start it out, and then they followed up with Twisted Fate. So this is what I'm talking about with Mickey. He waits, he puts the ward until Akali flips, and the prediction ultimate there, because it's kind of at the same time, knocks him back as soon as he goes for it. Then we know we have the follow-up. Perks now in the 1v3.
Here comes the TP in from G2 though. Perks is trying to stay alive, gets the knock-up. Sneaky quite low, the Tangle Bars comes out, Sneaky's dead. Caps and Wonder here for the party, the Pop Blossom lands as well. And Niski, although he's in the Twilight Shroud, won't be able to survive for much longer. Caps gets the assist on the double kill for Wonder. The chase coming out from C9 as it turns out to be a 5v3. Blabber's still going in here, but the stun card locked. It's a triple for Wonder, and we've seen Caps and Wonder do this before. Zeyzal's gonna fall as well, the Quadra for the Nico, and G2 are demolishing C9.
Oh my goodness, are they gonna try and chase down Licorice for the Penta? Caps was thinking about it, but he's too far under the tower.
Oh, the amount of times we've seen Wonder and Caps do that in the LEC at MSI, it's actually beautiful to watch from time to time. But C9 pen back into the base, Super Minions pushing in top. The next inhibitor tower, the target, and Mickey, he lands the Ignite. Sneaky's ticking away, but the heal might be enough. It's not! Mickey on a rampage, the solo Q terror that is his Gragas is showing just what it's made of.
Oh my God, he throws the Q, then goes for the body slam flash combination, dumping the ultimate and Ignite at the same time. Beautiful combination there from Mickey.
Yeah, Sun God onto Licorice, goes into Mini now. He chased a little bit too far to try and catch Wonder, and G2 were waiting in the wings.
Well, Medic, this one's looking like a pretty one-sided affair.
I actually saw this in the last game, except I was on the receiving end.
Yeah, fair enough, I guess. A little bit of vengeance here. G2 striking back for Europe to defend your honor.
Thank you very much, G2. Second inhibitor's gonna fall. As we get to the 20-minute mark, it is a 16,000 gold lead. So G2 have done what they do so well and tripled that gold lead. And now it's all done, but the Nexus falling, you have to feel. 2 lanes of Super Minions pushing in. G2 don't even care about the Inferno Drake, don't really care about the Baron. All they want is this final inhib and then the Nexus.
And it was really interesting. We can now call back to the interview with Grabs, where he sounded so surprised that C9 were still gonna run the Sonateric, even after seeing kind of the explosive counters at MSI. You know, the very famous Invictus Gaming game that was one of the fastest that we've ever had. This one, not quite as fast, but definitely one-sided. Niski goes in.
Wonder jumped in, missed the Tangle Barb there, but Niski will not fall. He's still alive now, but into the last breath, the knockup! That was beautiful from G2, but Blabber escapes. Can't get away from the wild cards. Caps going in with the Destiny behind the Nexus towers, and G2 want to ace this one. They don't want a single member of C9 left alive on the map. A double kill to Caps, the stun card lands. Yanko's on the chase here as well, and all of C9 will fall. G2 now turn to the Nexus towers and look to take the first win of Rift Rivals.
G2 coming in hot here. Absolutely destroying in the first game. All that's left is the Nexus. Zazel is back up and Blabber's coming, so we may have to wait for some respawns, Medic.
I have seen this happen before with G2. If there are kills to be had, they'll go for the kills. Don't really care about winning the game if there's still enemies left alive.
There's no teleport, so it's literally just Yankos in there with his army of minions flooding through the base. With the reset here, C9 trying to do their best against the onslaught of minions, and they can win that battle.
Just about right now. Super Minions pushing in, but they will clear it out. And it's all done but the singing, as you said, Kobe. 15,000 gold lead for G2. They can now just come back onto the Rift with those completed items. Luden's Morello finished on Wonder. It is the Proto Belt and a Sheen for Mickey building up towards the Lich Bane. 3 completed items on Caps in mid. And even, you know, Black Cleaver and a little bit of extra lethality for Yankos with that serrated Dirk in his inventory.
All right, that is going to be put to use on dual objectives at once. Let me highlight the mini-map here. It is a Baron being taken at the same time as an Infernal Drake and a mid-push going on. That is how far ahead the team is right now. You can take everything on the map at the same time.
That's pretty disgusting, I must admit. G2 just in such a strong position, but this has all come about because of that snowball, because they were able to put the Sona tag behind. Mickey's jumping in here. Sneaky might have been caught out by Perks. Mickey just takes out Niski. Woo! That was a pure 1v1 from a support taking out Nakali. Caps goes in with a Destiny. C9 trying to defend their Nexus, but G2 are having none of it. Cosmic Radiance comes down, doesn't even get the chance to pop. Here's the pop loss, and Perks put back onto the fountain, but G2 are still on the chase. 2 for 3 in favor of G2. Yanko's almost falling here, gets hit with a wallop, but the stun, the CC, the chain coming out from G2. Mickey looking for the triple on the fountain. They're gonna go all in for this. Yankos jumping in, doesn't take the Sonic Wave, but the Nexus will fall. And G2 take the first win here at Rift Rivals for Europe.
And Mickey even got the last kill in the fountain. That is a 9-kill support Gragas for you. That is my MVP of the entire match. He was absolutely insane. That we talked about in Champ Select, we talked about it in lane phase, but it's the execution there. He immediately destroyed Sonateric and allowed G2 to play through the bottom lane so effectively.
It was just beautiful to watch if you enjoy watching bot lane mechanics and support mechanics. He actually had 1,000 gold more than anyone on C9 by the end of that game as well. Kind of to be expected when you're looking at 11 towers to 0, but still great stuff all around from Mickey. C9, on the other hand, licking their wounds a little bit after that game, you have to feel. There were some signs of life. I thought Blabber's gank on bottom lane was actually pretty good. I thought Niski played some really good Akali. Like, he had some montage moments. But
Except for the first one under the tower
yeah,
deal.
that one wasn't great, but the rest of them were okay.
All right, so we could consider it 1-1 now, I guess.